Hey, what's going on, guys? DJS here, CollectiveKicks.com. Wanted to bring you guys a detailed look and review of the gold Foamposites that you can see right here. And I have a couple other pairs of sneakers out here for comparative purposes. At the end of the video, there'll be an on-foot section, and we will get into that. Let's go over the pros and the cons, I guess, of the sneakers. We'll start off with the positives, and then we'll get into the negatives. This has been a shoe that, for me, has been like 5 years in the making, and I'll show you guys as I kick the tripod there. I'll show you guys something that you guys will find fun. The Air Foamposite 1, $99, $20 off, so that's $80, and then 20% off of that even. It ends up being $64, and that's what I got the copper Foamposites for July 2010 from a Nike factory store. Really, really crazy price. The fact that they had these at the factory store. They had the cough drops there. They had the pearls there. I would have got the pearls, but they didn't have my size. Now looking back, I wish I would have copped both of them because the cough drops were just dope, and I just can't believe I passed on those. Those were cheaper than these, I think, even. But it was one of those moments where this shoe was so dope because it was copper, and you guys already know, or if you don't know, there's the 1C for Penny Hardaway, and so the 1C with the penny and then the copper. Like, it was just a dope idea for a theme, and it was executed perfectly. And then they dropped the pewters. That was a nice hit as well because it was kind of silver. I mean, people will call these the silvers or whatever, I guess, as well, but everybody knows them as the pewters. And then it was like, well, when's the gold one's going to drop? Like, later that year, we're waiting, nothing, no word about a gold pair. And then I mocked it up earlier in 2014 saying the gold Foamposite could like help save us from all these atrocious colorways that they've been dropping in 2014 of the Foamposites with these crazy weird prints. Then the golds dropped and we saw images of them, and I was like, thank you, Nike, for listening, or just finally completing this pack so you have kind of the silver metal, like silver, like bronze and gold sort of like metal pack or whatever. But so I was like really stoked that they actually ended up bringing these out, and I like that they stayed fairly true to the original with just the same type of uppers in some sense, as well as the soles. I'll get into the negative parts of that in a second. But all in all, like I think this is a step in the right direction for Nike and for the Foamposites. I also like that the price point was $230 instead of $250. So I actually paid more for this pair than I paid for these two pairs combined. And then these ones were in the back there. Those ones were $250, as we already know, or $275 or something like that. Actually, I think they were $275. Go crazy. But these things, I think, were like just one of those like really hyped up releases for a good reason. It has some history to it, as well as it was just a dope colorway on picture. Now let's get into some of the negatives, I guess. And that's the fact that it looks nothing like it does in the pictures. A lot of people warned me, as I mentioned in my unboxing, but it really is true. The more I see it, as you guys see it in the light, and the light reflects off this thing pretty well, and it looks pretty gold. As you look at it in person, it looks very, very much plasticky or honey mustard-like. The best analogy that I can think of, as I have my Lionel action figure out here, the best example I can think of is back in the day, you used to get metallic parts. Look at this metallic gold arm piece right here. You used to get parts on like Transformers that were like chrome or like metal, and they were real metal. And then all of a sudden, like, this is the G1 days of Transformers in the late 80s. And then all of a sudden, they stopped doing the metal parts, and they started going to all plastic. And then you see this and you're like, wait, that's not a metal claw. Like, what is that all about? Like, it's kind of like the same thing that I see in these Foamposites in a sense. Not to say that these are real metal, but the fact that it's like they took the regular type of materials and they took something that could have been epic, and then they put like a more muted mainstream sort of look to it with the gold that they ended up using. If they ended up wrapping it with something like this, it would have been probably too much because it's just too shiny. It's kind of foil. And people would have probably complained as well. I think that personally, I think they should do a gold foil kind of Foamposite anyway, just because it would be just ridiculously dope. Similar to what they did with the Chromposites. And these things are nuts. Not only do these look good because, just in my opinion, because they're just so out there and so metallic and like Terminator 2 style with that metallic dude, but they feel solid. Like the posit material actually feels pretty nice. It's slippery, but it's nice, and it feels not like cheaply made. These ones for some reason feel a little bit cheaper to me, maybe just because of the appearance. I'm not really sure. But that to me is like one that's, I'm like, well, they did a great job that they brought it. They could have executed it better. And I'm just being critical when I say that, to be 100% honest. The other thing that I have to say is they did change things around a bit is on this end, and a lot of people are pissed about this. At least OG like Foamposite heads. This back material right here is kind of more of the nubuck material, and they lasered the 1C on versus the embroidered 1C that we saw in the previous years. So they kind of kept it true to the form with the same colors of the pull tabs and the 1C on the tongue, gold and whatnot. But then they went and they lasered that back part on, and then this collar right here again, nubuck around here, and the originals had that kind of checkered pattern around it. So kind of a bummer that they didn't keep it 100% true to that. Not like there was any obligations where they had to, but it would have been cool to see that. The last thing I'll point out is the soles, and the soles are the same. It looks the same and everything, but the smell, I couldn't get over the smell in my unboxing video. It smelled like, what did I say? Gasoline and bubble gum. That's what I said. It smelled like gasoline and bubble gum. The soles are made possibly with different glue or different rubber. I don't know which one it is, but something's different about these, and the smell was very, very apparent as soon as I got them. So not that that's too big of a complaint. The sole feels a little bit more slippery than maybe some of the other ones, but actually those ones are pretty old, so they kind of feel the same. But the smell was just a little bit off as well. Not that that matters. I do like that they have the same style of laces and everything like that as well. All in all, it's just a great shoe. It could have been better, and I'll just say that. I'll go ahead and throw the on foot section here, and leave some comments and let me know what you guys think, because I know I'm hypercritical sometimes to the point where people just think it's annoying, or they don't like it. But I also know that there's a lot of people out there that do appreciate it, because I'm not sugarcoating it. Just because I have 20 pairs of Foamposites and I really love the model doesn't mean I'm gonna like say that this was the best executed one of the year. I think the Chromeposites was definitely like heads and tails above the gold Foamposites, and I'm not just saying that because of the limited factor. If both shoes released in vice versa order, and the gold ones were the all-star ones and they were limited, I would still say the same thing, just because of that finish. When you get them in hand, it's just not the same. That doesn't mean they don't look dope. It just means it doesn't look as dope as it could have looked, and I'm staying with that story. Anyway, weigh in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. I'm still a bit under the weather making this video, but hopefully I was able to get my points across, at least the ones that I wanted to bring out. And yeah, leave some comments. Let me know what you guys think, and we'll catch you guys for some more reviews soon. Peace, guys.